9 reasons your car jerks when accelerating, and what you should check first. You press the gas. The car should move smoothly, but instead, it hesitates. It jerks. It feels like something is holding it back, then suddenly letting go. Sometimes it happens at low speed, sometimes during gear changes, sometimes only when you try to accelerate harder. And the worst part is, it never feels predictable. This is what makes acceleration jerking so frustrating, because the car still drives, but it doesn't feel right. And if you ignore it, the problem usually gets worse. In this video, I'll show you 9 common reasons why your car jerks when accelerating. We'll go from the most common to the more hidden causes, so you can understand what to check first instead of guessing and wasting money. Let's get into it. Reason number 1. Dirty or faulty mass airflow sensor. The MAF sensor measures how much air's entering the engine. Then the computer decides how much fuel to inject. If the sensor is dirty or failing, the readings become inaccurate, and that throws off the air-fuel mixture. When you press the gas, the engine may hesitate, then suddenly catch up. That delay often feels like a jerk. This is especially noticeable at low speed or light acceleration. Reason number 2. Clogged or dirty fuel injectors. Fuel injectors need to deliver fuel in a fine, even spray. But when they get dirty, fuel delivery becomes uneven. One cylinder may get less fuel, another may burn inefficiently. And when that happens, acceleration becomes unstable. You press the gas, but instead of smooth power, you feel small jerks or stumbles. Over time, this can get worse, especially if deposits keep building up. Reason number 3. Worn spark plugs. Spark plugs are responsible for igniting the fuel-air mixture. If they are worn, the spark becomes weak or inconsistent. And when ignition is not consistent, the engine may misfire slightly. Those small misfires are often felt as jerking during acceleration. At first, it may only happen under load, then it becomes more noticeable, and eventually it affects overall performance. Reason number 4. Faulty ignition coils. Even if the spark plugs are good, the ignition coils still need to provide enough voltage. If a coil is weak or failing, it may not fire properly under load, and that is when you feel it most. You press the gas, and instead of smooth power, the engine hesitates or jerks. This problem often shows up during acceleration, not at idle, which makes it easy to misread at first. Reason number 5. Low fuel pressure. Your engine needs steady fuel pressure to respond smoothly. If the fuel pump is weak or the fuel filter is clogged, pressure may drop when demand increases. So when you accelerate, the engine does not get enough fuel. That causes hesitation, then a sudden catch, which feels like a jerk. You may also notice loss of power at higher speeds or under load. Reason number 6. Transmission issues. Not all jerking comes from the engine. Sometimes it comes from the transmission. If the transmission is slipping, delaying shifts, or shifting too harshly, you may feel jerks during acceleration. This is especially noticeable when the car changes gears. The engine may sound normal, but the power delivery feels uneven. Low transmission fluid, worn components, or internal faults can all cause this behavior. Reason number 7. Throttle body problems. The throttle body controls how much air enters the engine when you press the gas. If it is dirty or sticking, airflow may not respond smoothly, so when you press the pedal, the engine may hesitate, then suddenly respond. That delay and sudden response creates a jerking feeling. This is more common in vehicles with electronic throttle systems. Reason number 8. Vacuum leak. A vacuum leak allows extra air into the engine without proper measurement. That disrupts the air-fuel mixture, and when the mixture is off, acceleration becomes unstable. You may feel jerking, especially at low speeds. You may also notice rough idle or a slight hissing sound. Vacuum leaks are often small, but their effect can be significant. Reason number 9. Faulty sensors or engine management issues. Modern cars rely heavily on sensors. Throttle position sensor, oxygen sensor, MAP sensor, and others. If any of these send incorrect data, the engine computer makes the wrong decisions. Fuel delivery becomes inconsistent, timing becomes off, and acceleration suffers. This kind of problem can feel unpredictable. Sometimes the car runs fine, sometimes it jerks, and without proper diagnosis, it can be hard to pinpoint. Now, here is something important. Jerking during acceleration is usually a sign that something is not balanced. Either fuel, air, spark, or power delivery is not working the way it should. If the jerking happens during gear shifts, think more about the transmission. If it happens when you press the gas, think more about fuel, air, or ignition. And if it comes and goes randomly, sensor-related issues become more likely. That pattern matters because it helps narrow down the problem faster. So what should you check first? Start with the basics. Check for a check engine light. Pay attention to when the jerking happens. Low speed, high speed, gear changes, under load. Also think about recent changes. Did the problem start suddenly or get worse over time? Those clues help a lot. So let's quickly recap. Your car may jerk during acceleration because of a dirty MAF sensor, clogged fuel injectors, worn spark plugs, faulty ignition coils, low fuel pressure, transmission issues, a dirty throttle body, a vacuum leak, or faulty sensors. Some of these are simple, some are hidden, and some can get expensive if ignored for too long. That is why it's better to understand the signs early, because smooth acceleration is not just about comfort. It's a sign that your engine and transmission are working together properly. And when that smoothness is gone, something needs attention. And now I want to hear from you. When your car jerks, what does it feel like? A delay, a sudden jump, a rough gear shift, or random hesitation? Comment below with the exact symptom you noticed first. And if enough people mention the same issue, I'll make the next video on that exact problem.